Wait, what? See, a lot of people typing F in chat. Is something going on with the stream right now? Hold on, I'm double checking if it's working. If it's working. Okay, Twitch is fine. Y'all got me concerned. Refreshing the YouTube side, checking that. Just a moment. Okay, it looks like I'm still live on both. What happened? I just saw a wave of the letter F in chat, which usually means the whole stream went down. Y'all put the fear in me.
That is for the weak. My faith shields me.
Ow.
I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
Frozen at my end until a restart. Okay. Alright.
Momentum.
Did I give Argento regen yet? Not yet. Alright.
A genius at work. I won't sully myself
Oh
with
crap.
that.
I messed up. Can I do finest hour?
Another
Yeah, much
stroke
better.
of genius.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
You're dead. You're dead. Unfortunately, she can't move during finest hour. Well, she
I
can
have
move
read
a tiny
tomes
bit.
of military tactics.
Not enough to reach that guy. She's got to start doing some big moves.
The undesired soul.
It's only a 15% chance.
Running binary override.
Let me educate you.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
A wicked thought.
My vow.
Oh, got him. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. Mike, who did you decide to romance? Why was it casket? Stop the boarding party failed? Okay, so no, that is not a counter of how many turns I had. That is a counter of how many enemies are left, I believe.
Me? If you insist another foe painted black.
I refuse allow.
I was given false information. Alright, tech use 100%. I'm just robbing my own ship now.
Successful.
Okie dokie.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Judging by the bodies of the Xenos, the Void Ship crew fought the Raiders with some amount of success. Honestly, that was a tough fight. I didn't realize I needed to be moving toward the bomber guy for the first few turns, but even from behind meters-thick wall of the reactor, you can hear the breath of the mighty plasma beast that sets the Void Ship in motion.
What lies beyond?
Surviving crew member. A man in an officer's uniform is kneeling and scrabbling around the mess of blood and dirt on the floor. As soon as you draw nearer, you hear his feverish muttering. No, 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 where is he? Where is my son? The lower half of the officer's face is grimy with some strange substance too pale and lumpy to be blood. The officer pays you no attention. His eyes are fixed on the floor. Wait, he's an operational officer from Deck 673, not from one of the local clans, which is why I remember him. He helped me bring up the new recruits from the planet. What is he doing here? Examine his face. You take another step toward the man and peer into his face. Blue veins bulge under his scab-mottled skin, and his bloodshot eyes are darting in every direction, sometimes rolling back into his head so that only the whites are visible. The strange stuff covering the officer's face is lumpy pink slime mixed with blood that is streaming from his disfigured nose. Why are you here and not on your assigned deck? Something shifts in the officer's expression, and the feverish gleam in his eyes go out. Tacitus, my boy. Swamp devils dragged him off. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm looking for my son. The Emperor's valiant guards came to save my boy. I showed them where the swamp devils dragged Tacitus. I led them right here like they asked. They'll make short work of the nest of those beasts, and I'll keep looking for my boy in the meantime. Master, will you help? Oh, the Eldari guys, like, brainwashed him to take them to the reactor. The man's face contorts in a monstrous grimace, a mixture of pain, hope, and madness. I'll be damned if this officer has a son. Perhaps he did once, but he embarked without any family in tow. Abelard sighs heavily. He's cracked, the poor wretch. There are no guards here. You're on board the rogue trader's vessel and knee-deep in Xenos blood and entrails. I don't understand. Xenos? What's Xenos? For an instant, awareness returns to the officer's eyes, and he seems to see his surroundings for the first time. His face slowly stills in horror. Emperor, preserve us. The man sneezes, and the lower half of his face is coated anew in the slime streaming from his nose. The Emperor casts you a pleading look. What is this nightmarish scene? I was leading the Emperor's guards to the Swamp Devil's Nest across the marshlands of my homeworld, but instead of that, I was showing the way to them? He points at the corpses of the Xenos with a trembling hand. Hallucinations, a heretical mirage. The guards, they weren't very chatty. One of them called me something strange. Monkey, I think. I heard them talking among themselves, something about seizing the ship. Don't let them through. Though to where, I don't know. Oh, it's coming over me again. Tell me about the hallucinations. When did they start? I don't remember. It's so strange. It's like I'm here and I'm there at the same time. But I remember many watches ago a visit from a guardsman. After the Swamp Devils attacked, it seems. He treated my injuries, did something to my face, and said that his comrades would come and do what they had to do. And when the rest of them came, they told me to show them the way to the nest. But we're on the ship. Where did I take them? A furrow appears between Heinrich's brows as he considers this. It seems like a mental distortion, the work of Xenos. Drukhari are capable of ensnaring their prey without shackles or fetters. Is this supposed to be fetters? They twist and violate the victim's mind using unholy instruments. Your subject has been forced to experience a nightmare from the past in order to wreak a nightmare upon the present. Abelard clutches his head. Motive force strike me down. I think I've got it. The Xenos that the crew smoked out during the recent warp jump. This poor madman must have taken him for a guardsman. Remember Lord Captain, the enraged Drukhari who had been several crew members to his will. Interesting. The interrogator's face takes on a strange expression. Stoic sufferance and grim humor. How many more like him are roaming the decks waiting for their new masters to give them an order? At least they do not have any means of remote communication. A small comfort, but comfort nonetheless. Argenta's voice trembles with sorrow and rage. Until the last beast of that race of enemies of humanity is dead, the innocent will continue to suffer torment. Is this not a sign that we must work doggedly to rid the universe of Xenos? It seems you are not in your right mind. I think you're right, your lordship. Reason has fled me. I can't hold out. Even now I can see the marsh where Tacitus vanished just behind you. The man's face twists in a mask of pain and grief, and a powerful spasm racks his body. Iconoclast, let the officers slip into the hallucination. I hear your son calling you. What? Tacitus? The man laughs weakly, his eyes now fully clouded with madness. Tacitus, my boy, I'm coming. The officer's body slides to the floor and convulses for a time before going still. Despite his agonizing death, the dead man's face shows no signs of suffering. He's found peace before the end. Oh, I thought it was just gonna be he would, like, slip into the hallucination, then we would take him to the med bay or something. Whoa! You bend over the body. Despite the numerous blood stains on his skin and clothes, the officer has not been seriously wounded. The only noticeable injury is his face. His nose is disfigured, and a red slimy substance is streaming from it, staining his mouth and chin. Contact the Voxmaster. Take this body to the infirmary. Try to identify the cause of this madness.
They will see how to dismember. Oh, yes,
I don't know if this
indeed.
guy was supposed to still be standing here.
We'll see. What if...
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh my god, Heinrich's almost got one shot.
As duty demands.
Cassia, if you would please.
What a pleasure.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Alright.
In
I
this
don't know if I can do anything else about the
tapestry of
engine.
World, I am the rogue thread.
Alright, let's see what
There will
punishment we
be
get
no
for
peace in my
stopping the engine detonation in time. Do we have a spare engine? Do we have to stop for repairs? Let's see what happens. I did get a good level up. I think that was level 30. But I want to make sure that it's not going to say like you failed, reload the game or something before I do spend time on that. Cap says, fact about bullets, they don't go through walls. Yeah, they do. They often do. What are you talking about? Coronas map? Is there no punishment for that guy setting that bomb off? I guess not. Alright. Well, actually, wait, the hull needs repair. Actually, that might have been from the other ship. Maybe the bullets don't make holes in this ship's walls. This is a very nice ship. Guess it was more of a story plot seed? Maybe. Alright. Leveled up. Let's see. +2 movement. What's the side of the world building walls cut out of? Paper and pancakes. Can't get Psi rating 3 yet. That's a major bummer. Because if I could get Psi rating 3 right here, then there I could get a better skill. Subtle manipulation. Confer immunity. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals an ally, the character being healed is already at full wounds. The character instead gains temp wounds equal to the healing. Temp wounds do not stack. So that would mean regen would keep putting temp wounds on someone when they hit full. That could be good. We'll do that. Alright, a new ability. This is the exciting stuff. Linchpin. Target ally or master technician gains 1 resolve for every 5 seconds. Strong point, plus temp wounds. Assign objective. Mark an enemy. If the enemy is killed by the Master Tactician's allies, that ally gains a bunch of stats. Fervor. Suffer. Let's see. Assign objective. It's 1 AP. Mark an enemy. If the enemy is killed by one of the Master Tactician's allies before the beginning of the Master Tactician's next turn, that ally will gain 10 plus 2 times that ally's resolve momentum, and plus 5 to all stats till the end of combat. So you could just use assign objective on an enemy, then tell an ally attack that enemy with bring it down, and then if they kill it, they get plus 5 all stats. Could be used to help buff up, like, Cass to make her as tough as possible. Let's see, enfeeble, sanctic powers, warp speed. Firestorm. Orchestrate flames, inflame. Molten beam and incinerate have a prerequisite I'm not meeting. Interesting. Regeneration's so awesome, but it says plus 6 wounds. So it doesn't... Oh, no, it does. It's, so willpower bonus and psi rating make the number get larger. Okay. I was like, does it just not scale? It's just a flat amount? No, it does. Firestorm. Psychic power only impacts creatures suffering from warp burn or burning. Everyone adjacent to the target point suffers the effects of Ignite Psychic. Orchestrate flames. The target does not stop burning and no longer makes tests to stop burning. Additionally, if the target's an ally, every melee attack that ally makes inflicts full burning damage on enemies of their attack, while they themselves only suffer half burning damage. So just set an enemy on fire and then do those. Molten Beam. Do double damage of Ignite to all creatures in a 12 cell line, reduces their armor. Inflame. Some good stuff in here. Assign objective would be pretty easy to ramp up, especially with Cass. And there's one thing, Cass right now, every time she, someone takes an extra turn, she gains 5 willpower, which continuously buffs her outgoing damage. But she doesn't have any way of infinitely buffing her defenses. Abelard, his defenses keep getting stronger anytime he gets hit and survives the attack. It's a slow ramp up, but it is there. Argenta increases her outgoing damage every time she gets a kill. Sorry, every 2 kills. Pascal ramps up his damage every time he fires during a turn. Every turn where he fired during that turn, his damage ramps up. But it's reset if he goes a turn without firing. Assign objective seems pretty juicy. So, I think I'm gonna get that. Alright, Pascal. Pick ability. The locks we already have. Let's see, fainting attack. Next single target attack has a minus 50 armor pin with a minimum of 0 armor 10 lethality. If it's a ranged attack, its target is forced to move to the closest cell in a 3-cell range with no adjacent cover facing the assassin. This will provoke an attack of opportunity. What is lethality in this game? Equal to dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is higher. Minus 50% armor pin penalty. So it's just to get someone to, like, come out of cover or something? Killing Edge. The assassin attacks and grants a dodge to the target for this attack. If the attack hits, it deals an additional lethality divided by 7 rounded out damage. If this attack hits an opening, its additional damage is increased by lethality. I gotta say, for Pascal, the Dense Macabre, giving him, like, the additional movement is nice, but The fact that I'm mostly using him as a ranged attacker and assassin is mostly about melee attacks is kind of crappy. For 1 round, the assassin becomes the lowest priority target for enemy attacks and gains elusive. Can move through enemies, gain dodge reduction, gain additional damage. All half cover provides you 50% cover. Fades when the assassin attacks. I guess I'll get fainting attack for the rare moment I want to pull an enemy out of their cover. It's kind of whatever. Let's see. Where was it dual weapon expert? Dual weapon combat. You already have this issue. Can attack with a second weapon in the current weapon set in addition to the usual 1 attack per round. Suffers a -20 penalty to weapons. I've already got that. I need to use that more often with her. Heavy weapons do +2 damage and R2 deflection. I don't have anyone that can use Melta weapons. Maybe I should give her that? I think they're pretty short range, though. I do worry about that. She cannot use that. Maybe give her Melta? Cleansing Faith. Sure. Alright, Cull the Bull. Next attack this turn will have additional effects. Deals additional BS damage. Enemy's armor be reduced against all the bounty hunter's attacks till the end of combat. If the enemy's armor against the attack is below 20%. If the target of the attack... What was BS damage? Ballistic skill damage. Raid, whenever ally attacks more targets prey, attack on the trail. Designate an enemy as trailed and finishes the turn. All allies have bonus hit chance against a trailed enemy. Ensnare the prey. I guess Cull the Bold. Hey, Osimo! Alright, Abelard. Let's see. Provocation forces an enemy in melee range to immediately attack the Vanguard. All the Vanguard's allies who are wielding melee weapons are adjacent to the enemy make an attack of opportunity against them. Nah, not gonna use that much. Force Distraction. Vanguard chooses an ally. All enemies in a 3-cell radius around the ally must make a willpower resistance test with a penalty. On a failed test, the Vanguard becomes their priority target. Regardless of the willpower resistance test results, the chosen ally does not provoke AOO from these enemies. Okay. Follow my lead. Until the start of the next turn, the Vanguard gains bonus damage and armor pen against enemies in a radius around them. Additionally, when the ability is cast, all allies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard gain the following ability until the start of their next turn. They can move to any cell adjacent to the Vanguard without provoking AOO. I guess Forced Distraction. So it kind of like taunts off of an ally, I think. Oh, wait, what's Bulwark? Until the start of the next turn, the Vanguard gains damage deflection against ranged attacks equal to the stacks of Unyielding Beacon on Vanguard. Additionally, the Vanguard becomes immune to push and force movement until next turn. So we'll get Force Distraction. Okay, and Cass. What do we want for Cass? Let's see, dual weapon combat. Can attack with a second weapon. She usually uses her mind to attack, so when it attack with a second weapon, I'm not sure how that works with her. Can she use 2 mind powers with this? Or does she do 1 mind power and then like a staff attack? Or does it just not work at all, which is also possible. Could give her awareness. She has crazy high awareness. Course untraveled. Open to the warp. Perilous ways. Allies targeted by navigator abilities gain +5 to resist test warp effects until end of combat. Stacks with every applied. Could do that. Unnatural allure, +5 to fellowship, an additional +1 fellowship for every navigator talent or power taken. Sure. Hold on a sec. When she uses, like, bring it down, like, does it... I'm not sure if fellowship actually helps her stuff at all. Enemies gain no melee superiority. I guess under my protection could be okay. Alright, this one. What do we got? So she's got a lot of weird powers here. Let's see. Zone of Fear. All units in a 3x3 zone must pass a willpower test or immediately move out of the zone, even if they're stunned or immobilized. This movement triggers AOs. Spot of Apathy. Create a 3-cell radius spot. Any creature inside it who enters it or ends their turn inside has to do a willpower test, and if they fail, they get immobilized. Point of Curiosity. All enemies in an area move toward a central point. Warp Curse Unleashed. The enemy becomes cursed till the end of combat. Curse. All incoming warp damage is increased by number, and other types of incoming damage are increased by number. At the start of their turn, the enemy closest to them also becomes cursed. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Incoming warp damage. When she fires the brain laser, is that warp damage? No, it just says damage. I don't know if it's warp damage. Waking Nightmare. All enemies in a 4-cell radius suffer a penalty to willpower and toughness till the end of combat. Immolate the Soul. Deals damage to all targets in a line and inflicts soul burn. 3 + 2. Okay, 5 times willpower bonus. So 5 times 10. 50 to... 50 to 140 damage to all enemies in a line and inflicts soul burn. Soul burn, they take damage at the start of their turn. 50 to 140 in a line. Held in my gaze is 50 to 30. That's... What? Am I doing that math right? Wait, no, I did not do that math right. PEMDAS. 2 times willpower says 20. And then 3 it says 23. Plus 4 times willpower is just a 40, 50. 23 to 50. Very different. Okay, 23 to 50 damage. PEMDAS, lol. Still more than held in my gaze, and it's in a line. May I ask? What's up, Coles? So, Immolate the Soul's not bad. Show the Path. This ability can only target allies that have at least 1 melee weapon in their weapon sets. The target immediately gains an additional turn during which they can gain the ability to use charge and only this ability. They can charge an enemy and then swing at it. That's kind of cool. Just throw the tank at enemies. Mend Reality, decrease Veil Degradation. Glimpse of Fate, the target gains 5, let's see, 5 willpower bonus. Increase hit chance on their next attack without the... Holy crap, Coles, type your whole question and then hit enter. You're like filling the whole chat box. The target gains, let's see, number, increase hit chance on the next attack, dodge on the next dodge, resist on the next resist. These are separate. Okay. Sign objective. All right, I think we're gonna get Immolate the Soul on. So hi, thank you. The UI is information overload. True. Like for example, like let's be real. This right here, they could just have it show you the numbers here, but then mouse over the numbers and it shows you the formula. The fact that it just shows the formula and you have to figure it out yourself, that just adds a lot of time. Kind of annoying. But all right, we'll get Immolate the Soul. She's gonna get a burning brain laser. Why can I not... I can't click on Heinrich here because she's here because I'm on the bridge, so I can't level Heinrich up right now. Annoying. Okay, so Cole says, for the low-intensity mechanist, the hammer needs the Secrets of the Obscure expansion, doesn't it? Or does it not need? Yes, it does, because the hammer comes from Scrapper. So to use Scrapper hammer on Mechanist, you would need the Soto expansion. That is true. Yes. You can use the arrow